Hey guys, and welcome to QualityShot. As you can see, slightly different format with the layout. Let me know what you think. Do you prefer me being in the bottom left and the screen being slightly bigger and less, I guess, social media handles, or do you like it how it was before? Let me know. I'm interested. Anyway, let's get into this. ATP Finals in Turin as well. This is going to be very interesting. The top 8 players in the world battling it out, the best v the best. And it's something that I've been really looking forward to be honest with you, because on the channel, you guys know that we cover the slams in depth, on top of also doing the ATP World Tour Finals in depth as well. Yes, we do some of the Masters as well, in terms of doing, some analysis, reviews, and also watch-alongs for some of the Masters as well. But that's our bread and butter as the Grand Slams and the ATP World Tour Finals, because let's be honest, those are the biggest events. So it's going to be interesting. There shouldn't be too many boring matches, you'd hope. We're going to go through the groups. Obviously, you can see up here, I've got the green group, then we'll go through the red group, which to me is like the group of death, to be honest with you, which is, for anyone that doesn't know what that means it's just an extremely tough group to call because it seems quite evenly matched. So let's go through this. Obviously, Djokovic, Tsitsipas, Rublev, Ruud, Zverev, Medvedev, and who else? Berrettini and Hurkacz make up the 8 players. In terms of the groups, as you can see, we've got green group here. It's the same format as previously. So the top 2 from each group, there's 2 groups of 4, will go through to the semi-finals, and then they will meet in the final where the winner will be decided. And yeah, it's the first year it's going to be in Turin. Obviously, it was in London previously as well, for quite a long time actually as well. There have been some very interesting shoots and videos and in Turin, which I think they could have been they could have been a little bit more creative with it. But anyways, that's kind of by the by. Right, let's go into this. Djokovic, Tsitsipas, Rublev, and Ruud. I'm going to go through the groups, and then I'm going to look at some specific players, some players who I think are going to have a very good chance. So we're going to look through Djokovic, Medvedev, Rublev, Tsitsipas, and Zverev. In terms of their records this year, what I think their chances are like, and then also talk about the other players, Ruud, Berrettini, and Hurkacz. Hurkacz, to me, is probably the dark horse. He's been in very good form. We'll touch on him in a second. Right, green group. As you can see, Novak Djokovic, the world number 1, had a very good year, winning 3 out of the 4 slams, and also winning the Paris Masters recently against Medvedev. So his confidence is high. Also secured the career-ending world number 1, career-ending, the year-ending world number 1 status, which took him to a record 7 year-end statuses as world number 1, which meant that he overtook his childhood idol in Pete Sampras, who was currently on 6. On top of that, he also broke the record for the most ATP 1000 Masters titles, overtaking Rafa Nadal, who was on 36. They were joint. So now he is on 37. He doesn't hold the record for the most ATP World Tour Finals. I think it's Roger Federer. He's got 7, if I'm not mistaken. I think he's got 5, Djokovic. But don't quote me. That is from my sheer tennis knowledge, which is pretty good, but is not as phenomenal as some other people, that's for sure. I can hold my hands up on that. Right, okay, let's get into this then. So Tsitsipas has not been in good form. Let's be honest, he really hasn't been. Mentally, just not quite there. He's got a bit of a niggling injury as well, from what I know. He is struggling, and I think the off-season will do him some good, but I don't have particularly high hopes for him. But in saying that, in the group that he's in, he's got favorable records against Rublev and Ruud, if I'm not mistaken. So he should have an okay time here, but you never know. Rublev has also been off colour, honestly, so he's going to have to try and rekindle some of that form. And Tsitsipas is not the best matchup for him, from what I know. And Casper Ruud, look, more of a clay court specialist, but he's definitely come on strong the back end of this year. Can he cause an upset? I think he can potentially beat Rublev. Can he beat Tsitsipas? Maybe. I mean, he could potentially make the semi-finals. I don't see him troubling Djokovic or troubling anyone in the semi-finals, for me, honest with you. But in saying that, you never know. Right, shall we have a look at the red group? I think we should. So let me just share my screen so you guys can have a look at that, because that's what we want to do. So as you can see here, the red group. So Medvedev, Zverev, Berrettini, and Hurkacz. I mean, that is an absolutely ridiculously hard group. And to be fair, a few years back, you say, okay, Medvedev, Zverev, no doubt. Berrettini has come a long way since his debut in 2019 in the ATP World Tour Finals. He is a much improved player, and I have a feeling, considering he's going to be playing at home in Italy as well, he's going to bring his A game. He did have a slight niggle, which is why he didn't play the Paris Masters, so he'll come in fresh with, I guess, potentially a little bit rusty as well on top of that, though. Look, I mean, he's a bit of a nightmare, although Medvedev, I think, has a very good record against Berrettini, and Berrettini's almost tailor-made for someone like Medvedev, honestly. But Zverev, again, a very good returner, but I think he's got a better chance against Zverev. But again, Zverev's got a better record, if I'm not mistaken, head-to-head. And Hurkacz, I mean, Hurkacz is a surprise package in the sense that he crept into the World Tour Finals, but he has got and has had, even a fantastic end to this year. I mean, just a really good run of form. Almost beat Djokovic as well at the Paris Masters. It was a final set tiebreaker. Could have gone either way. I think he lost to 8-6 in the end. So, look, he's a good player. He's a very good player. And it's funny because at Wimbledon, when he beat Roger in the quarterfinals, obviously Roger's not 100% himself, but everyone was saying, look, this could be his breakthrough. He won the Miami Masters last year, and he seems to have all the tools to be a top 10 player, a regular fixture in the top 10, to be fair, and potentially ability to move into the top 5 in terms of potential. It's just a question of whether he's able to tap into that and also be consistent with his game. But look, he's in red hot form, so hopefully he can continue that. And if not, get through the group, put up a great fight. In terms of actually predictions, so the first one I didn't give, I'll go with Djokovic and Tsitsipas because I don't know, to be fair, the easiest picks, but I just think that's how it will be. They have a bit too much class. Tsitsipas, or a bit too much class for Rublev and Ruud. And Rublev's form has been great, but indoors he could have some success, although in Paris, obviously, he didn't, which was disappointing. In terms of this group, Medvedev is, almost as certain for me to go through. To be honest with you, I just think he will really enjoy the conditions. I'm actually going to go left field and go Hurkacz. Zverev is the easy pick, to be fair. And then most people probably have Berrettini before Hurkacz, but I'm going to go Hurkacz. I think he's going to cause problems. I really do. I think he'll return okay off Berrettini, and I don't think it's going to be as hard as people might expect. I think he might be okay. We'll see. But he's got a very good game, very good all-round game. Serve, return, baseline, other net. It's just a very quite complete base. He's not huge off both wings. He's not got the biggest serve ever, doesn't have the best return ever, but he's a solid 7 in pretty much every department, I would say, to be fair. Right, should we go into I want to look at some of these people. So let's look at Daniil Medvedev first, as you can see here. So Daniil Medvedev, in terms of his fact file for the year, and also do check out Tennis Sport Walk. I got it from their page. They're on Instagram. Some really cool stuff on there, so do check it out. Rose to the 2021 ATP Finals, as you can see. So titles won. We know that he won the US Open, breaking the Djokovic stranglehold on the slams this year, going for that career-defining and history-defining 4th Grand Slam of the year, the Grand Slam, which would have been unbelievable. Also has won the Toronto Masters and the Open 13 Providence, and the Mallorca Open, so 2 250s and a Masters tournament in Toronto. Also reached the final at the Australian Open, where he lost in straight sets to Djokovic, and the Paris Masters, which is recently. Interesting win-loss against the top 10. 7-4, so pretty good, to be fair. And record on hard court 41-7, which is pretty phenomenal, honestly. Let's go on to Djokovic next. So we know how good Djokovic has been this year. Titles won. Look at this. 5, but three of those have been slams. Australian Open, Roland Garros, and Wimbledon. Paris Masters won that recently as well, and the Belgrade Open, which I think was Belgrade Open 2, because he lost to Karatsev in the first one, if I'm not mistaken, and that was at his home country. So good win there. Finals reached. We know US Open and Rome Masters, where he lost to Nadal. That was a really good final. We streamed it here actually, and yeah, I tend to really enjoy watching the clay court, and it might be because I'm a Nadal fan, and he has a lot of success and has had a lot of success historically there. But I don't know, it's good fun to watch. Anyway, and win-loss versus the top 10, phenomenal record, 12-3. How good is that? Record on a hard court as well, 23-3. I mean, it's ridiculous numbers, honestly, ridiculous numbers to say the least. Then we're going to go Zverev even. So titles won. He's won 2 Masters 1000 tournaments, Madrid and Cincinnati. Impressive stuff there. So 1 on clay and 1 on the hard. Tokyo Olympics he won as well, of course, beating Djokovic in the semi-finals, which was really impressive, to be honest with you. I thought it was genuinely one of the best performances of the year, to be fair, and I'm sure he'll be talked about in our awards ceremony, which check it out, QualityShot Awards for the year. Mexican Open also won that, and the Vienna Open, which are 2 ATP 500s, and win-loss versus the top 10, 8-7. Pretty damn good. And 36-8 is his record on hard courts, which is, yeah, pretty good, to be fair. It's not pretty good, actually. It's very good. Let's not be harsh. Right. Lastly, then, Tsitsipas. So, road to the 2021 ATP Finals. Titles won Monte Carlo, the Masters tournament there, and the Lyon Open as well. So, yeah, I mean, he does like the clay. Finals reached Roland Garros, 2 sets to love up against Djokovic in that. He'll definitely rue that, that's for sure. Now that the season's over, that was a big opportunity, but Djokovic doing Djokovic things, coming back from 2 sets to love down. Also won the Mexican Open, the Barcelona Open at 2 500s there. Win-loss versus top 10 is not good. 5-7, which is not good. I mean, you want to be on the positive end there. 7-5 would have been better, obviously, and it's still kind of, it's okay, but that would have, been, the numbers would have been a lot better, obviously, for him in that case. But he has struggled slightly against the top 10. So has Zverev in slams, but generally Zverev against top 10 has been better than Tsitsipas this year. If you just look at it overall in Masters tournaments and other 500s, 250s, etc. as well. And record on hard court, 31-12. So that is Tsitsipas. Now, actually, I'm pretty sure I have Rublev as well. So I'm going to, yes, I do. So I'm going to share my screen so you guys can have a look at that. And yeah, so road to 2021 ATP Finals for him. He's only won 1 title, which is surprising because last year he had that phenomenal year, didn't he? He really did. ATP 500 in Rotterdam. Finals reached Monte Carlo, where he lost to Tsitsipas. Cincinnati Masters, where he lost to Zverev, and the Halle Open, which is another 500. He'll be disappointed not to have picked up a Masters tournament, honestly. Win-loss is not terrible, 3-3. A record on the hard court this year has been quite good as well, 31-13. So, yeah, I mean, interesting. In terms of career records, I know he's not got a very good record against pretty much anyone in his group. So he'll have to reverse that. Ruud actually has a losing record against everyone apart from Rublev, I think, which is a 2-2 record. But yeah, very, very interesting on that one. I guess to finish up then, I mean, in terms of predictions, I think I said Djokovic and Tsitsipas and Medvedev and Hurkacz, and I think that's how it will be ordered as well. And then I think it'll be Djokovic and Hurkacz and Tsitsipas and Medvedev semi, which will be fiery to say the least, if that happens. And then Medvedev Djokovic final. Quite boring, isn't it? To be honest, it's almost like, we've seen this a few times this year, but it's not a boring final because the actual matches are very exciting. I wouldn't be surprised. And you know what? I'm going to go so left field, and it'll probably be Djokovic or Medvedev. I'm going to say Hurkacz is going to win it because we had so many weird winners. So let's just go Hurkacz. Why not? Why not? Why not? I think the kind of safe money is on Djokovic or Medvedev. Medvedev's obviously the reigning champion. He won it last year at the O2 in London. Played some really, really damn good tennis, to be fair, as well. He does like the indoor courts, as does Djokovic as well. They're both very, very good. Just not just on the hard courts, but in indoor hard, really, really good. And that's all from me, to be honest with you. Thank you very much, guys, for tuning in. I do appreciate it. Please remember to smash the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And of course, click the notification bell as well to get alerted to all new videos. In terms of how I see it, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how the courts play in Turin. I'm not sure because, you know, it's the first time at the venue. Let's see how it goes. I'm hoping for some faster courts. Let's not have the super slow courts, please. It's just a lot more fun to watch. But either way, I think there'll be some good matchups on display, no doubt. And hopefully the likes of Casper Ruud, the likes of Hurkacz, Berrettini, Rublev can cause some upsets, and we don't just see the usual suspects in the semi-finals. Because you know what, in terms of generating money, obviously you want those big so-called bigger stars to get through. But as a tennis fan, I actually like seeing the upsets, especially if they are, you know, like for example, Medvedev won last year. The year before was it Tsitsipas? Zverev's won it. I mean, when Tsitsipas and Zverev won it, they weren't expected to. Medvedev wasn't the favorite there either. Dimitrov's won it. I mean, you know, those are really cool stories, and actually, I think they are definitely nice notches in a player's career and belt. And it's just below, obviously, you know, it's below the Grand Slams, but it's above the ATP thousands. So it's in that in between, and it's definitely something fantastic to have on your resume, no doubt. And it's definitely a major title for sure. Thank you very much, guys. Stay safe and well, and I'll see you on the next video. Thank you very much.